Am I the asshole for wanting my sister-in-law and her kids to move out of my house? I've been with my boyfriend for 6 years now. After 2 years of dating, we got our own place together, including my stepson, who we have full-time. This was our first ever house we each have had without living with parents or family. My sister-in-law lived with her mom, stepdad, and her 4 kids. She's a single mother. They ended up losing the house because of financial reasons and pretty much had nowhere to go. So I told my partner that his sister and kids could stay with us until she gets her own place. One of her kids ended up staying with their grandmother. Anyway, so my sister-in-law and her 3 kids moved in with my partner, stepson, and I in our small 3-bedroom house. We made it accommodating so we could all live comfortably together. At first, we were pretty close and hung out a lot, but as time went by, we started drifting apart. I think it was because of the fact that my sister-in-law just stayed home all day, didn't get a job or even look for one, never helped out with the bills or rent, or would just go out on dates with random guys she met online all the time. My partner and I both worked full-time jobs, and every day I would come home and the house was an absolute mess because of all the kids. They tried to clean it, but honestly there was no point because it would just end up going back to shit. I was so sick of it. This went on for over a year. She still didn't have a job and was living here for free. I would tell my partner that she needs to move out, but as she is his big sister, he defended her, even though he was annoyed as well. She ended up getting a boyfriend and would let him stay over at our house with his 2 kids. Whoa! That's a total of 9 people now in our 3-bedroom house. They would have fights in the house and even broke one of our bedroom doors. What the f***? My partner and I were so pissed off at the lack of respect they had. They ended up replacing the door, but that was it. I was over it. I started to put a list together of houses up for lease so she could start looking for a place, but she didn't seem interested. Well, yeah, because she doesn't have a job. Later on, I found out she was actually speaking to my stepson's biological mother, who at the time was very jealous of my partner and I being together and having my stepson full-time, and trying to come up with ways to try and break my partner and I up. It was the ultimate snake move in my opinion. It didn't work. We had to sit her down and confront her about it. What the shit? Can't really forgive her for it, but still, am I the asshole for wanting them to move out, knowing they kind of had nowhere to go and it wasn't the kids' fault for anything? Edit, sister-in-law ended up playing the victim when confronted about her trying to break us up. She had a falling out with the ex, and the ex ended up sending all screenshots of their messages to my partner. This is how we found out. When we confronted her, she was saying her and her kids didn't feel comfortable in the house because I was always angry and going around the house in a mood. My partner ended up speaking to me privately about my moods and said that they were not okay. He said that if it's such a problem, they will all move out together. And I said, no, how about I move out and you can live with your sister for the rest of your life. I think that's when it clicked to him that she was in the wrong. Took a while for him to see, I know, but the ultimatum was given and he chose us, which I'm happy about. I know I've allowed this for way too long, and your comments and opinions have confirmed that for me, so thank you everyone. She will be getting the out of our house, don't worry. So some of the top comments here are, not the asshole, she is beyond disrespectful. Set a date and tell her that she needs to be out by that date, whether she has somewhere to go or not. She can go live with the mom of the stepson since they were so buddy-buddy. OP, this will go on forever. It will never get better. You and your partner need to agree on a date that she has to have a job by and a date that she has to move out by. You also need to draw some boundaries, like her boyfriend and his kids are no longer welcome over. She can go wherever he is. Stop making the house so comfortable for her. So OP's boyfriend's sister is the one that's living with them. The shit part of all this is that the audacity, the entitlement, this is all out of flipping control here. She not only just accepted, that she was going to live there for free and not try to contribute to anything or, try to help keep shit in order or keep the house clean. She didn't try to get a job at all. Just went on dates with random dudes and just left everything a freaking mess. And then went a step further and was talking shit about OP behind her back to her boyfriend's ex. What level of disrespect is actionable here? The shit talking to the ex appears to be the straw that broke the camel's back, but it should have happened way before then. I get it, it's family, so she tried to be as accommodating as she could for way too long, and someone who's staying with you for free and making no effort to get a job or contribute in any form or fashion, commenting on your moods around the house? Wow. Somebody needs a freaking wake-up call here, and yeah, she needs some firm boundaries. Her kids are her responsibility. They are not your responsibility. She needs to get a job. She needs to stand up on her own 2 feet and provide for her kids. That's not your guys' responsibility. You have every right here to kick her to the curb. Phasing that out in a way that forces her to become responsible by, as one of the commenters said, setting a date that she has to have a job by and then a different date that she needs to move out by is the most responsible thing to do because it forces her to be responsible for those kids. And the tough part for me is that any kind of situation that puts kids in a rough spot, that's tough. Like, it's so complicated because they didn't do anything wrong, and yet they're still affected by whatever happens here. And they're affected by their mom's laziness, obviously, but they're affected by whatever decision OP makes here as well. So doing something phased that at least ensures that the kids are going to be taken care of would be a great way to go, but it's not your responsibility. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do any of this. But I think if you can find a way to make sure that those kids are taken care of, that's going to be the thing that helps you be able to sleep at night and puts them in a situation where they aren't in an even worse spot because of their mom. What the hell? This is a very difficult situation. How would you guys handle it? Tell me.
I don't know. This is a mess.
Obviously, she has to leave and get a job and get on her own 2 feet, but what would you do to make sure that the kids weren't put in a tough spot? Riddle me that. Oh, also, I don't know if you could see it, but sporting the Moira Christmas shirt here. This one is available in our store. There are some others available in our store, which you can get to through Linktree, but it's also reddit-sedit.com. And also, if you're not already following us on Insta and YouTube, please go do that now. You're going to see all kinds of cool exclusive content on both of those channels. So make sure you get the full experience, you know? Next time you come watch a video, you should do it while wearing a Reddit Set It shirt and bouncing between Insta, YouTube, and TikTok, you know? That's the way to do it. Pop some popcorn and just make a full night of it.